Blue Lock chapter 342 spoilers are here, and it is good as always because in this chapter we got Shidos playing as well as Karasu, and the man of the match is none other than Baro. Also, we got some insights between Loki and Hugo, also their coach too. Rest I'll keep the secret, so let's get into this chapter. So the chapter begins with Shido, and there's a devil-like creature above him, and Isagi says Karasu is using Shido as his main weapon, and Shido says, "Here we go, the bottle is popping," and the editor's note says the unpredictable link from Karasu to Shido, the pent-up demon bears its fangs. In the next page we see Charles, and he says, "Ha ha ha, it's here. It's here. Shido-chan, the Neo-Egoist League. Since we were on the same team, I can just tell a combination with Karasu that's heating up." And then Karasu says, "Before Hugo comes, I will finish this with a fast break. According to my analysis, no matter where Shido is, he stays true to himself, a living creature of strength and fear." And then we see Shido sprinting with the ball. And then Karasu says he's an existence that radiates such an indiscriminate energy that the people around him cannot help but be influenced by it. So you either change yourself to match Shido or you oppose him. There is no other way to communicate with him, a demon whose ego is being tested. And we see Isagi, and he says, "I see. Thinking back on it, I have never been able to create a chemical reaction with Shido, right? Is it because I adapt too much to be the opponent? Because he's balanced, independent player? No, it's because I'm definitely trying to devour my opponent to go for the goal myself. But Karasu is different from me. No matter who the opponent is, he maintains an easy to manage distance by moving closer or pulling away. He can both respect or deny." And then the ball goes to Karasu, and Isagi says the unique mentality of not being swayed by Shido's influence pierces through at this stage. And Karasu says understanding Shido's intense demands and imaginary to link up with him. That's a feat only I can pull off because I'm more cold and detached than anyone else. It's not like I particularly like that side of myself though. And there's a player named Gavin says, "Oh crap, I run away from the blind spot." Using Shido as his piece, I, Karasu, will win against Isagi. A winning path for a change in power. And Shido says, after that, all that's left is to smash in it. A simple little job. But here comes Loki, and Loki says, "I already know all about your perversion, since I was formerly your master." And Shido says, "What?" And Karasu says, "No way, he caught up." And Shido says, "You're goddamn fast, Loki-chin." And Shido then says, but, murder, a 50-50 split second dead heat. Whoever touches the ball first reaches ecstasy." And then the ball finally reaches to Baro, and he says, "It's you, a total cell explosive bastard." And Shido says, "Huh?" And Baro says, "Taking Isagi's place." And then Baro says, "I am becoming Blue Lock's new king," and shoots the ball to the net and scores the next goal for Blue Lock Japan. And we see Isagi on the side looking surprised, and he don't know what to do, and he says, "Baro." The commentator says he hunted it down, Shohei Baro, goal, super goal, and Baro goes on and celebrates his goal. And then the commentator says a lightning fast counter from an interception of Shido's pass. The signal for a counterattack comes from this man, and Isagi says he cut me off because I was useless. And Baro says if you're frustrated, try devouring me back, you total cell explosive bastard. And Isagi says the double jokers handed right to him. He took the most annoying formation X Karasu's Shido Sender strategy and replaced it by devouring solo Shido. And Shido says impressive, but that's some catching level hyena behavior, Mr. Scavenger. The new ruler, Karasu. And Karasu says, that's it, keep it coming. I am the one who'll run the show now. And Isagi says, is it possible that the team with him on it is the stronger than the one where I'm at number 1? Is my place on the field disappearing? Blue Lock is being stolen away by Karasu. In the next page, we see a conversation between the France coach, Rodin, and Hugo and Loki. And Rodin says, Loki, Hugo, come here for a second. If you guys lose in a place like this, do you really think you can win the World Cup? And Hugo says, nah, I don't think that at all. It's because Loki doesn't finish his goals when he's supposed to. And Loki says, you're annoying. It's Hugo's passes. His passes are bad. And Rodin says, it's a formation change. Be more bold and aggressive. Show me your talent. And Loki says, yes coach, no need to say it. And Hugo says, Roger. Vivian, Hugo knows. And in the next page, we see the game starts after Barro's goal, and we see Loki passing the ball to Hugo, and Hugo says, in the same era, in the same country, meeting Julian Loki was my destiny. I know that. Two people who were meant to be drawn together. This encounter was inevitable, and everything follows the path of their compatibility. So that's it. And there is an editor's note saying there is no break next week, and the next chapter's name is Vivian Hugo. Also, Isagi really fell off in this chapter. We don't know what will happen in the next chapter. Maybe there will be a duo between Loki and Hugo. We really need Isagi's new theory to surpass Hugo. So that's it. See you in the next video.